to that man behind the curtain.
Ever feel like the government isn't really acting, well, transparently? You're not alone. Why does the average person care whether or not we can go down and take a look at a government record?
Well, in our form of government, the people are actually in charge.
So we need to be very vigilant in trying to protect the public records and open meetings laws.
The bottom line, problems or not, none of the remedies that go along with the inconveniences of operating a democracy should default in favor of limited access to public records or reducing the overall transparency of our government. For her efforts, Stokes won the Washington Coalition for Open Government's Key Award. And these days, she's taking a look at the records detailing the fire district's travel and training expenses. Most dystopian stories involve the power of information, those who wield the power, and those who lack the access to the secret files.
And without disclosure, without transparency, the truth is, for all the talk, we cannot know whether a tax break is actually delivering value.
A public record is a public record regardless of what device it's on, whether it's owned by the city or the state or the county or owned personally. If it's a public record concerning public business, it's public.
And a very public process used to select the port's new executive director, which resulted in a Key Award from the Washington Coalition for Open Government.
And that's what led us to having such an open public discussion when we hired our executive director.
But you just said they're public.
I know I did. But this is Boston, and the church does not want them to be found. So, they are not there.
Yes, the movie Spotlight was about a specific issue and a different location, but the issues surrounding the importance of public records are the same. Another result was a Key Award from the Washington Coalition for Open Government, recognizing Johnson, editorial writer Brittany Voy, who backed up the reporting on the issue with a series of editorials asking for change, and editor Eric Schwartz. You've received a CAT scan of the legislature's soul. What does it reveal?
Well, I think it reveals the extent to which the legislature really values public input in the legislative process.
About zero, then, is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Jack Nicholson said that famous line in A Few Good Men. But in the Washington State Legislature, some lawmakers seem to be thinking it. Okanogan County Watch's efforts resulted in a Key Award from the Washington Coalition for Open Government. Group members tell me how proud they are of the volunteers driving hours for free, seeking only to serve a community that seems to appreciate the effort.
Eventually, news about the hospital's mold problems.
A recent example of this is the King 5 investigation into the mold contamination of operating rooms at Children's Hospital. The team's work on that story resulted in a Washington Coalition for Open Government Key Award. Toby, I know you and I have had that dialogue a little before. I'm a little out there probably. Does it open a can of worms? What do you think?
Well, the Washington Coalition for Open Government has always been concerned about these abusive and harassing requesters.
Of the few values both sides can agree upon in this country, transparency and accountability are the things most likely to prevent the other side from completely running amok. I hope this program got you thinking and talking.
There is no way the White House can control the investigation.
As conspiracies go, Watergate almost seems like the quaint good old days compared to our recent history. How do we get that right and not get taken down by that phenomena?
We get it right out of the gate by keeping the records, organizing the records, and making them available.
For their dogged determination seeking truth, KEOW's Haruko and Raftery were recognized with Key Awards from the Washington Coalition for Open Government.
Her efforts to save patient records from destruction awarded DIM and Lakeland Village Superintendent Tim Gerlitz with a Key Award from the Washington Coalition for Open Government.
I guess it's the state and the taxpayers, as usual, that continue to be on the hook, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I kind of alluded to this in the article I wrote, but I think that this is just going to set a precedent. I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of.
I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, "I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!"
Well, the media and open government advocates have been shouting about public records for years. But as my little granddaughter would say, it's not working. Washington.
If I may begin, the links between cigarette smoking and cancer and heart disease are well established.
Are they? I don't know that they are.
Well, Mr. Thurm, scientific research has shown that to be the case.
No, it hasn't.
Well, with respect, I'm afraid that it has.
That's your opinion. And I can show you equal numbers of studies that prove that smoking can be beneficial for you.
You can?
Yes.
Well, could you name them?
Why should I name them? Why don't you name them?
Remember Martin Short's portrayal of Mr. Thurm, the tobacco industry's dissembling PR spokesman? Well, even Mr. Thurm couldn't spin away our legislature's continued efforts to defeat Washington's Public Records Act. Tonight, our annual look at the declining health of government transparency with the Washington Coalition for Open Government.
And the legislature needs to step in and try to clarify some of this in some way so that the AG isn't reflexively just saying, well, we'll defend whatever they did. Well, what if they did something that harms the people, right? And not delivering records so that we can hold our government to account is a harm to the people.
And I fully believe in the PRA. I think there's a huge need for transparency. And so that was something that speaks to me. There's a reason I've done this for 8 years.
I see things improving. I see the Attorney General's initiative as a positive step. I see the power of the forces of darkness like the cities and counties waning over time. And we live in a open society, and I think it's getting a lot better from it. It's certainly much better than it was 25 years ago.